EMJ Capital. Eric, nice to see you. Thanks very much, as always, for joining us.
Great to see you, John.
That was obviously a big moment to see some power players in tech standing alongside the president with these very ambitious AI plans. Give us your takeaway on what was unveiled this week.
Well, I think it wasn't just the players, which were impressive, but it was the sheer dollar size committed. We're talking 500 billion invested over the next 5 years. So there have been a lot of announcements this week with Trump, and this sort of falls in line. Big splash to begin with. We'll have to see if it's followed through on, but these are all credible players from the tech side, and sort of shows the commitment to AI. And I think, connected with that is Trump's commitment to American tech supremacy.
And when you compare the goals that he has for AI dominance compared to, let's say, China's own goals, I alluded to the fact that you believe there's still more work to be done. Can you talk about those dynamics?
Yeah, I think even though there's a feeling that obviously with all the tech leaders that were arrayed behind Trump this week at the inauguration, and it's been 2 years since ChatGPT sort of had its real coming out party. So all those things obviously point to the fact that America has dominated tech to this point. And, it's still ahead of China. But I think there are some worrying signs about just how quickly China is catching up in a number of ways. And if that pace of catch up continues, it doesn't bode well for what might happen 2 or 3 years from now in terms of potentially China surpassing the US. So a couple of examples. One is that in semiconductors, obviously, everyone thinks of America as leading the world, and then obviously NVIDIA is the poster child for that. But it's interesting that there's a Chinese-based semiconductor company which trades in Hong Kong called SMIC, which has a better 1-year stock performance than NVIDIA itself. It's obviously it's still early days, but they've made some tremendous progress. They have some, and they are one to watch in the years ahead in the whole semiconductor space. Second thing I'd point to, and back in October, there were some researchers from the University of Shanghai who used a Chinese quantum computer to actually break into RSA level security which is sort of state of the art security and access data, which before that, people would have said over here, that's years away, maybe a decade away from happening. So it's sort of shocked the world, even though it was sort of like a weaker form of RSA security. And the third thing that's kind of interesting and it's been getting some attention lately is that there's an LLM out of China called DeepSeek, which 2 years ago really didn't exist. And it was started by a quantitative hedge fund, if you can believe it, over in China a couple of years ago, where they adapted some of their algorithms they'd used for trading, like doing a Renaissance Technologies thing, to just a general LLM. And in 2 years, they've become, according to the University of Waterloo, the 7th best LLM out there. So all of these things are just signals that even with less resources in the U.S., less tech celebrities in the U.S., China is really catching up quickly. And so Trump has to step on the gas in order to ensure that the U.S. does stay ahead in things like AI and quantum and so forth.
Eric, as I listen to everything you're saying at a time when we are wondering about how not only Canada is going to sort of figure out who's leading the country, but also how we are going to navigate this tariff threat coming from the United States. I'm reminded of all the technology thinking that has been born in this country, all the early advance we saw with our AI thought leaders as well. How does Canada fit into the picture, in your opinion?
Well, it has been a pipeline of tremendous talent, John, as you point out, from Waterloo, from an AI perspective, obviously from University of Toronto and Geoffrey Hinton. And that's still the case today. Unfortunately, a lot of that has been exported to the U.S. So there's not a lot to point to internally in Canada. There are some interesting startups and small stories, and there's one stock that I'm long that's in the quantum space from a security perspective. That's basically their job is to protect any RSA server, device, crypto wallet from a quantum attack from China, Russia, Iran. That's a company based in Vancouver called BTQ. But those kinds of stories are really few and far between, and so I think that's sort of like a call to arms to Canada. Like, we have to do a better job of making Canada an attractive place to do startup businesses. That means changing the cap gains taxes and having a much more pro entrepreneur, pro small business environment than what we've had for the last 10 years. And I think it also says that, like it or not, we were born on third base compared to, hundreds of countries in this world by being situated next to the U.S. We have to partner with the U.S. So we have to be friendly with the U.S., get along with them.
All fair points. Eric, thanks.